daily habits that improve your blood flow. When we think about our health, we often picture the heart as the hero of the story. But the truth is, our blood vessels are equally important. They're the highways delivering oxygen, nutrients, and life itself to every organ. The quality of your circulation determines the quality of your health. And the good news is, you don't need complicated interventions to support your blood flow. Daily habits, simple, practical, and enjoyable, can make a huge difference. First, let's talk about food. Certain foods are natural allies for circulation. Dark chocolate rich in flavonols, green leafy vegetables, citrus fruits, even a handful of nuts all contain bioactive compounds that help blood vessels relax and widen. With every bite, you're feeding your circulation what it needs to stay flexible and responsive. Second, movement. We often think of exercise as something we have to do at the gym, but even modest, regular movement, brisk walking, taking the stairs, dancing to your favorite music stimulates blood vessels to release nitric oxide, a chemical that improves flow. Your arteries actually reward you for staying active. Third, sleep. It may not seem obvious, but restful sleep restores your vascular system. During deep sleep, blood pressure dips and vessels relax, allowing them to recover from the stresses of the day. Consistently shortchanging your sleep leaves your circulation in a constant state of strain. Chronic stress management. Chronic stress keeps the body in fight or flight, which constricts blood vessels, but practices like mindful breathing, meditation, or simply spending time in nature calm the nervous system and let blood flow freely again. So the power to improve your circulation doesn't come from a prescription pad. It lives in your daily choices. What you eat, how you move, how you rest, and how you manage stress. 4 simple levers that, when pulled, can transform your vascular health and with it, your overall well-being. When we talk about improving blood flow, food is one of the most powerful tools we have at our fingertips. Every meal you eat is an opportunity to either harm or help your circulation. And here's the remarkable truth: your blood vessels are alive. They're not rigid pipes. They're lined with cells that respond to what you put into your body. They sense signals from the food you eat, and in real time, they can either constrict and make it harder for blood to flow, or they can relax and open up, letting life-giving blood glide more easily through your body. That's how direct the connection is between what's on your plate and the health of your circulation. Let's start with something delightful: dark chocolate. Now, not candy bars overloaded with sugar, but true dark chocolate rich in flavonols. These compounds signal the lining of your blood vessels to release nitric oxide. Think of nitric oxide as nature's way of telling your arteries, relax, open up, let the blood flow. And the effect is measurable. Within hours of eating dark chocolate, scientists can see arteries becoming more flexible. Imagine that a small square of chocolate not only satisfying your taste buds, but also giving your circulation a tune-up. Leafy greens are another circulation ally. Spinach, kale, arugula, all of them are packed with nitrates, natural compounds that your body converts into nitric oxide. Again, this widens your blood vessels. In fact, if you eat a plate of greens at lunch, by the afternoon, you may already experience improved flow. Athletes often use beetroot juice for this very reason. It enhances performance by boosting circulation, but you don't have to be an athlete to enjoy the benefits. A salad on your plate can work wonders for anyone. Citrus fruits like oranges, grapefruits, lemons are loaded with vitamin C and plant compounds that protect your blood vessel lining from damage. Remember, your arteries are exposed to stress every day, from blood pressure, from pollutants, even from what you breathe. Vitamin C helps repair and maintain the collagen that keeps blood vessels strong and supple. And those bright citrus bioflavonoids, they act like natural shields, defending your circulation from inflammation. Glass of water with lemon and orange is a snack, small actions, but each is a vote for healthier blood flow. Then there are nuts, almonds, walnuts, pistachios. They're little packages of healthy fats, magnesium, and antioxidants. These nutrients calm inflammation inside the arteries and help keep cholesterol from clogging the flow. Studies show that people who eat a handful of nuts daily have better vascular function and lower risks of cardiovascular disease. And what's powerful here is how easy it is, no complicated preparation, just a handful. That's it. Now, beyond specific foods, it's the pattern of eating that matters. A diet built around whole, unprocessed foods, rich in fruits, vegetables, legumes, healthy oils, and lean proteins creates an environment where your circulation thrives. Contrast that with a diet overloaded with refined sugars, processed meats, and unhealthy fats, which push your blood vessels towards stiffness and damage. Every bite is a choice between constriction and flow. What I find so inspiring is how quickly the body responds. When you give it the right fuel, research shows that even after a single meal, rich in circulation-friendly foods, blood flow improves. And when you make this a daily habit, the effect compounds day after day. You're conditioning your vascular system to stay elastic, resilient, and responsive. Yes, it's also important to see this not as a prescription, but as an invitation to enjoy food differently. Think about the pleasure of biting into a juicy orange, or the earthy crunch of fresh greens, or the creamy satisfaction of a walnut. These are not just medical interventions. They are foods meant to be savored. And in the act of savoring, you are healing your blood vessels. So when you next prepare a meal, consider it as much for your circulation as for your appetite. Add those leafy greens. Snack on a handful of nuts. Let dark chocolate be a treat that also treats your arteries. Squeeze citrus into your water. These small, joyful choices, repeated daily, are powerful medicine for your blood flow. And the beauty is, the more you make them, the more your body thanks you, not just in the moment, but for years to come. When it comes to circulation, movement is one of the most powerful daily habits you can embrace. And the fascinating truth is, your blood vessels are designed to respond to activity. They're dynamic. They sense when you move, and they release chemicals that change the way blood flows through your body. Think about it this way. Each time your muscles contract, they're not just moving your body, they're also sending signals to your arteries and veins, urging them to work more efficiently. This is why activity is so much more than burning calories or building strength. It's a direct conversation with your circulation. Let's start with something simple, walking. Many people underestimate it because it doesn't feel like exercise, but a brisk walk has profound effects on your vascular health. With every step, your muscles squeeze and relax, almost like a pump pushing blood back toward the heart. Your arteries sense this rhythm and respond by releasing nitric oxide, which relaxes and widens the vessels. Within minutes of walking, circulation improves. Over weeks and months, walking trains your arteries to stay flexible, reducing the risk of them becoming stiff and clogged. And you don't need hours in the gym to see benefits. Studies show that even short bouts of movement, 10 to 15 minutes sprinkled throughout your day, add up to a significant improvement in blood flow. It's not about running marathons. It's about consistency. Your body rewards regular movement with better circulation, sharper energy, and even a healthier brain, because blood flow carries nutrients and oxygen to every cell, including the neurons that control memory and focus. Another important form of movement for blood flow is anything that raises your heart rate just a bit. Cycling, swimming, even dancing in your living room. When the heart pumps faster, it drives more blood through the vessels, almost like turning up the pressure in a garden hose to clear it out. Over time, this not only strengthens the heart, but also keeps the arteries responsive. That's why cultures that dance as part of daily life often show lower risks of cardiovascular disease. The rhythm of movement naturally keeps their circulation in good condition. Resistance training, too, plays an important role. When you use your muscles, lifting weights, using resistance bands, or even body weight exercises like squats, you're not only building strength, stronger muscles demand more oxygen, which means your blood vessels adapt by growing new tiny capillaries to deliver it. This process, called angiogenesis, literally expands your vascular network. It's like adding extra side roads to relieve traffic on the main highway, giving your circulation more options and flexibility. One of the most exciting discoveries about movement is how quickly the effects can happen. After just one session of exercise, blood flow improves measurably. Scientists can actually see arteries dilating, becoming more elastic. Over time, the repeated signal of movement helps preserve this flexibility, which is a hallmark of healthy aging. People who stay active keep arteries that behave decades younger than their actual age. That's not just about longevity, it's about quality of life, energy, and resilience. Now, let's not forget about stillness. Modern life often keeps us sitting for hours at a desk, in a car, or in front of a screen. Sitting for long stretches can cause blood to pool in the legs, slow circulation, and even increase the risk of blood clots. But the good news is that breaking up sitting with just a few minutes of standing, stretching, or walking is enough to restore healthy flow. Your vessels respond immediately to that change. So the key is not only moving intentionally during exercise, but also interrupting periods of stillness throughout your day. The beautiful thing about movement as a circulation booster is how accessible it is. You don't need special equipment or memberships. Walking outside, climbing stairs, gardening, carrying groceries, all of these count. What matters most is consistency and variety. The more ways you ask your body to move, the more signals your blood vessels receive, and the stronger and more responsive they become. And let's acknowledge the joy factor. Movement doesn't have to feel like a chore. In fact, the more you enjoy it, the more likely you are to sustain it. Dancing to music you love, walking with a friend, cycling through a park, practicing yoga. These are not just workouts. They are ways of living that keep your circulation thriving. So every time you choose to move, whether it's taking the stairs instead of the elevator, walking around the block after dinner, or stretching between meetings, you're investing in your blood flow. These seemingly small actions, repeated over time, condition your vascular system to stay open, responsive, and efficient. And that means more oxygen to your organs, more energy for your body, and more vitality for your life. Movement is not just exercise, it's medicine for your circulation available to you every single day. When most people think about improving blood flow, they focus on what they eat or how much they move. What often gets overlooked is something we all do every night: sleep. Yet sleep is not just rest for the mind, it's active restoration for the entire vascular system. Your blood vessels, your heart, your circulation, they all depend on the quality and consistency of your sleep. Think of it as the nightly tune-up your body needs to keep its engines running smoothly. Without it, those engines start to wear down far faster than they should. During the day, your blood vessels are constantly at work. They're adjusting to changes in activity, stress, and even temperature. Each heartbeat sends waves of pressure through the arteries, and over time, that pressure can cause microscopic wear and tear. When you sleep, something remarkable happens. Your blood pressure naturally dips, your heart rate slows, and your vessels relax. It's like switching from rush hour traffic to quiet country roads. This period of calm allows the vessels to repair themselves, heal from daily stress, and prepare to handle the demands of the next day. Research has shown that people who consistently get less than 6 hours of sleep a night have stiffer arteries, poorer circulation, and a higher risk of developing heart disease. That's because without enough restorative sleep, the blood vessels remain in a constant state of strain. Imagine never giving your car engine a chance to cool down. Eventually, it overheats and damage occurs. Your circulation works in much the same way. But it's not just about the quantity of sleep, the quality matters just as much. Deep sleep, especially the slow wave stages, is when your body performs its deepest maintenance. Growth hormones are released, cellular repair takes place, and inflammatory signals that damage blood vessels are dialed down. Without reaching these deeper stages, you may technically spend hours in bed, but your circulation misses out on the repair process it desperately needs. That's why people who toss and turn or wake frequently through the night often still feel exhausted and experience the effects of poor circulation like cold hands and feet, fatigue, or even mental fog. Circadian rhythm also plays a vital role. This is your body's internal clock, the rhythm that tells your cells when it's day and when it's night. If you respect that rhythm, going to bed and waking up at consistent times, you give your vascular system the predictability it craves. But if your sleep schedule is erratic, or you stay up late scrolling through screens, your body perceives it as stress. Stress hormones like cortisol remain elevated, and these hormones constrict blood vessels, making circulation less efficient. Simply aligning your sleep habits with your natural circadian rhythm can have a profound effect on how freely your blood flows. There's also a fascinating connection between sleep and the lining of your blood vessels called the endothelium. The endothelium is responsible for producing nitric oxide, the molecule that allows arteries to relax and open up. Studies have found that poor sleep weakens the endothelium's ability to release nitric oxide. That means your blood vessels literally lose some of their flexibility after a bad night's sleep. Over time, this can accelerate the development of atherosclerosis or clogged arteries. On the flip side, consistent restorative sleep enhances endothelial function, keeping vessels youthful and responsive. Another important link is inflammation. Chronic lack of sleep raises levels of inflammatory markers in the blood. This inflammation irritates the arteries, causes microscopic damage, and attracts cholesterol and other particles that can clog blood flow. Good sleep lowers those markers, calming inflammation and protecting the arteries from unnecessary injury. It's like giving your blood vessels a shield against daily wear and tear. So how do you make sleep a daily habit that truly supports circulation? Start with routine. Go to bed and wake up at the same time, even on weekends. Create a wind down ritual. Dim lights, avoid screens, perhaps sip herbal tea that signals to your body that rest is coming. Keep your bedroom cool and quiet because temperature and noise both affect the depth of your sleep. And remember, caffeine and alcohol can interfere with restorative sleep, so use them wisely. Even short naps during the day, when used strategically, can benefit circulation. A 20-minute nap can reduce stress hormones, lower blood pressure, and give the cardiovascular system a break. Cultures that practice siestas often have better vascular health, and that's no coincidence. The body appreciates every opportunity to rest and restore. When you think of sleep as medicine, the picture becomes clear. It is one of the simplest, most accessible, and most powerful ways to keep your blood flowing smoothly. Food and exercise get plenty of attention, but without sleep, the gains from those habits are limited. With consistent, high-quality sleep, however, your circulation becomes stronger, more resilient, and better prepared to support every organ in your body. So the next time you consider staying up late, remember that your blood vessels are counting on you. They need those quiet hours, not just for rest, but for repair. Each night of deep restorative sleep is an investment in healthier arteries, better blood flow, ultimately a longer and more vibrant life. When we think about circulation, stress may not be the first thing that comes to mind, but stress is one of the most powerful and often invisible disruptors of blood flow. Our bodies are designed to handle short bursts of stress. Thousands of years ago, if you were running from danger, stress hormones like adrenaline and cortisol were life-saving. They gave you energy, sharpened your senses, and prepared your body to escape. But today, stress rarely comes from being chased. It comes from traffic jams, endless emails, financial worries, or difficult relationships. The body doesn't distinguish between these modern triggers and life or death situations. The response is the same. Blood vessels constrict, blood pressure rises, and circulation is compromised. Now, imagine this happening day after day, week after week. The constant flood of stress hormones keeps the blood vessels tight, forcing the heart to push harder to move blood through narrowed pathways. Over time, this chronic state wears down the vascular system. Arteries lose their elasticity, the lining of the vessels, the endothelium becomes damaged, and inflammation rises. All of this makes it harder for blood to flow freely and increases the risk of serious disease. Stress may be invisible, but its fingerprints are found throughout the circulation. But here's the hopeful side of the story. Just as stress can harm blood flow, calming the body and mind can restore it. The same way your arteries respond to tension, they also respond to relaxation. Practices that lower stress have been shown to improve endothelial function, increase nitric oxide release, and even lower blood pressure. In other words, managing stress is not just about feeling better mentally, it's about physically changing the way your blood vessels behave. One of the simplest and most accessible tools is deep breathing. When you take slow, deliberate breaths, your nervous system shifts out of fight or flight and into rest and restore. Your heart rate slows, your blood vessels open up, and circulation improves. Just a few minutes of mindful breathing can trigger this shift. Some studies even show measurable improvements in blood pressure after short daily sessions of deep breathing. It's a small act with powerful benefits. Meditation is another practice with profound effects on circulation. Regular meditation lowers cortisol, reduces inflammation, and enhances the ability of blood vessels to dilate. Brain scans show that people who meditate consistently have lower activity in the parts of the brain that generate stress responses, but you don't need to be a monk to benefit. Even 5 to 10 minutes a day of quiet sitting, focusing on your breath, or a calming word is enough to send signals of calm throughout the vascular system. Time in nature also works like medicine for stress and circulation. The Japanese practice of forest bathing, simply walking slowly among trees, breathing in the fresh air, has been shown to lower stress hormones and reduce blood pressure. Part of this is psychological, but part of it is physiological. The sounds, sights, and even plant-derived compounds in the air calm the nervous system. As stress fades, blood vessels relax, and circulation improves. Physical activity, which we've already discussed, doubles as a stress reliever. Moving your body not only stimulates blood flow directly, but also releases endorphins, natural chemicals that counteract stress. This twofold effect, more open arteries and lower stress hormones, creates an ideal environment for circulation. That's why people often describe feeling lighter, clearer, or more at ease after exercise. Their vessels are literally flowing more freely. Connection with others is another underrated stress reliever with direct effects on blood flow. Positive social interactions lower cortisol levels and raise oxytocin, a hormone that promotes relaxation of blood vessels. Something as simple as sharing a laugh with a friend or spending time with loved ones sends signals of safety and calm throughout your body. The result is measurable: lower blood pressure, improved circulation, and greater resilience against future stress. Of course, it's impossible to eliminate stress completely, and that's not the goal. The goal is balance. Stress will always show up in life, but daily habits can prevent it from becoming chronic and damaging. By choosing to breathe deeply, meditate, move, connect, or spend time in nature, you send powerful cues to your blood vessels. Relax, open, flow. Over time, these practices condition your vascular system to respond more gracefully, even when challenges arise. The beauty of stress management is that it doesn't require medication or complicated routines. It requires awareness and small intentional practices repeated daily. And just like with food, exercise, and sleep, the benefits add up. Each day you calm your body and mind. You are not just easing your stress, You are protecting your circulation, keeping your arteries supple, and ensuring that blood flows freely to nourish every organ. So the next time you feel stress building, remember that your vessels are listening. They tighten with your tension and they relax with your calm. Every breath, every walk in the park, every moment of laughter is more than relief. It is therapy for your blood flow. And over a lifetime, those moments accumulate into healthier vessels, stronger circulation, and a longer, more vibrant life.